versus AJ fight, which has been announced. Where do you want to start with this one?
I don't think it's going to happen. Jake Paul, I know he's a bit delusional, and I know he likes to manifest destiny and all that, but surely he's not stepping in the ring with Anthony Joshua. I'll believe it when I see them both in the ring and that bell goes. I think it's a publicity stunt, and I think something will come up beforehand. Somebody will get injured, something will come up, and the fight will be postponed or cancelled. That's my prediction. Yeah. But if it does go forward, he's going to get absolutely massacred. If AJ don't get him out of there in the first round, it's a terrible result for him.
The thing is, you never know what he's. It's like the Mike Tyson thing, and it's a business at the end of the day. It's money, and I don't know. Is it going to be sort of? I know it's not scripted, but could there be something written in where a certain thing happens and they both come out of it looking all right? And if it does go ahead, you just don't know, do you?
I don't think there's any scenario where Anthony Joshua doesn't absolutely destroy him, where Anthony Joshua comes out looking all right. That's what I think the problem is. So for Joshua to take this fight, it has to be on the level, or else he's going to look terrible. Unless all that money is worth more than his standing, his self-respect.
So like you said, he talks about legacy all the time and breaking records. I mean, he's going to break records in terms of the amount of money for a YouTube/crossover fight. So there's another record for him. But is it AJ almost saying to himself and accepting, well, what else is there for me? I need a big payday. Obviously, the Tyson Fury fight wouldn't be a world title fight. He keeps talking about being a 3-time world champion. He's got sparked out by Daniel Dubois. He obviously don't fancy that because otherwise he'd have been chasing that rematch. It won't go against Usyk, obviously. So what else is there for him?
Well, that's it, isn't it? It's almost like he's cashing out. He takes this fight with Paul, gets millions for that. Takes his fight with Fury, probably loses, gets loads of money for that, and then he's done. Sail away into the sunset. He might not have the legacy, but he'll have shitloads of cash.
Well, he'll be sailing off in a billionaire yacht, put it that way.
Exactly, mate. Yeah. So who can blame him? But if the fight is on the level and Jake Paul is that delusional, fair play to him. It's great that he's got that confidence, but he's going to get absolutely murdered. And it shouldn't really be sanctioned anywhere.
It's dangerous. That's what makes me think. I mean, well, we could go on all night, but it makes me think that there's something in there to protect Paul, because, like you say, if you're just going out 10-ounce clubs as well, like you've got a fear for him.
Oh, exactly. Maybe for Paul, he just thinks the amount of money I'll make, it's just worth it, even if I get knocked out in the first round. Like, to be fair, I'd get knocked out for all that money.
Well, I worry about the rest of Miami, to be honest, because all of the medical staff will need to be in and around that ring. In my opinion, ambulances, everyone on red alert. So try not to go to A&E in Miami that night if you really have to.
You will not get seen.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly. So, yeah, no, it is what it is. And like you said, they've got the reasons. It's a strange one. Do I want to see it? Well, I'll watch it, see what happens. Do I really want to see it? I'd rather it wasn't going ahead. Well, yeah, I mean, you can't, if you put a prediction out, well, it's up AJ in the first round, and if he doesn't, then it looks bad on him.
It does. It's as simple as that. I'll certainly be watching. It's but oh god. So December 19th, that one, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So just
it's a Christmas present for boxing fans everywhere, mate.
Christmas present, yeah.
Oh, the end of the Jake Paul.
I'll need a few eggnogs and Baileys, I think, to get me through that one. Well, moving on, speaking of heavyweights, a bit more of a boxing purist story is Usyk relinquishing his WBO belt, which now means Fabio Wardley, our very own, is now a heavyweight world champion, which is absolutely amazing. We look at the journey he's been on from white collar to world champion. What's your thoughts on this situation, Steve?
Unbelievable, really. Fabio Wardley, as you say, from white collar. and now he's a world champion. What did he have? About 3 white collar fights, I think it was. And the next thing you know, he's knocking out Joseph Parker, and he's a world champion.
Yeah.
Obviously, Usyk wants that third Fury fight. I think it's just the biggest money for him. It's a shame that Fabio didn't get this fight against Usyk because he's earned it, obviously. But at the same time, Fabio is now in a really great position for when Usyk retires. If he's got one of those titles, he can really cash in and make some major money against Joshua, Fury, Dubois, any of the British boys. And yeah, it's fair play to him. Unbelievable story, unbelievable fighter.
Yeah, let's not forget he's still only 30, which for a heavyweight is very relatively quite young.
Yeah, he's a toddler.
So he's still got a future in the game. It's not in his last year or two. He's still got 20 years ahead of him. But what does it say about Usyk giving that belt up? What's your thoughts why he might have done that?
He wants Fury again. He wants that big money third Fury fight. I get it. He is also a bit like AJ. He's cashing out. He wants out of the fight game with as much money as possible. And I don't think...
Yeah.
And, all right, against Wardley would make money, but it won't make the kind of money that Fury and his gob can generate.
Oh, God, no. Yeah. And like we said, it is becoming a bit of a business nowadays. I think everyone's aware of that. But, I mean, Usyk's earned the right to pretty much do what he wants. He's been in there with everyone. He's knocked everyone over. He's one guy I don't mind going, just having whatever fight he wants to. And the thing is, he does a lot for the country, obviously, as well, going through the war and his family. And it's fair play to him. He's had all the money he can get on his way out, I think.
Yeah, he's definitely earned it. Great fighter, all-time legend. Yeah, he can sail into the sunset however he wants.
Yeah, good. Good way to. So we'll stick in the heavyweight division. Moving on. So we're starting off a bit ropey. We got into a nice little story there. Now we're going to drag ourselves back down to the doldrums again with this Joseph Parker failing a drugs sample for cocaine by the sounds of it. He vehemently denies it, as they always do. But what's our take on this one?
It's difficult. Why on earth is a professional fighter taking cocaine the week of such a massive fight? Oh, it seems completely out of character for Parker, who's always been such a nice bloke, always looked like a complete professional. But, you know, behind closed doors, things happen. But it's just really irresponsible. But why didn't he just wait a week and do it after the fight? Come on, mate. So... It's hard to understand.
It's not like he's on the town on the Saturday night with his mates, is he, before the fight? If you're going to do it after, like you said.
Yeah, I really don't understand it. I take it he wants a B sample, does he?
We'll do. Yeah, well, like I think we discussed, that generally comes back the same anyway, doesn't it? I think he's denying it, but I think it's one of them where it seems a bit far-fetched. I found his statement quite telling. That he said he's always been against performance-enhancing drugs, and I think that quote almost makes him guilty, in my opinion. Whereas I won't do any performance-enhancing, but I might have a little.
I think you've hit the nail on the head. Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head. He's just basically admitted it. He could have just said, "I don't do drugs." Yeah,
exactly. It's almost like he's made a point, but. Just daft, like you say, it's a shame because it's almost everyone's second favourite heavyweight, Parker, isn't it? We sort of adopted him in the UK as one of our own. He's obviously good mates with the Furies, and he seems, like you said, a really good, nice guy, nice family man, and then it's just a bit of just disappointing, really, to hear. So, I mean, I hope he's innocent, but I mean, innocent until proven guilty, but it just seems a bit of a strange one.
Yeah, it seems unlikely, doesn't it? And it is a shame because he'll get a suspension, and he does like to fight in Britain, you know.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, and that's going to deny us some potential big fights as well. But we'll see what happens with the investigation, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
So, moving on to last weekend's card. So obviously we all watched it. It was outstanding. You can't go anywhere. You can't start anywhere other than the main event. Let's dive straight into this one. So Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn rematch at 160. Yeah, I mean, we all watched it. I'm sure we all have similar views on Conor Benn, but Eubank, let's go with Eubank first. What did you make of that performance in comparison to the fight number one?
I think Eubank is absolutely shot to pieces. I know he's been talking about, having problems in the run up to the fight, probably weight making problems. Although I have heard it suggested he's having problems with his misses as well, which might be affecting him. But he's just shot to pieces. He really is.
Yeah.
The well has run dry. You can't keep doing this to your body. You can't keep having these wars over and over again and expect to be able to keep doing it at this high level. And he just wasn't able to perform. His punches had no sting, no speed, no aggression. He just didn't have anything. He needs to retire, basically. I watched a bit of his sparring with Carl Froch last night from a few years ago. Not the same fighter. So badly faded. Really? Nothing left.
Yeah, because after the first fight with Liam Smith and then the second one, he turned it on, and with the first fight against Benn, and you start thinking, do you know what, actually, he could go on and surprise you. And it's because he'd been a bit poor before that, hadn't he? And but then he's just when you're thinking that, and then this performance comes out. But I was similar to, I can't remember what I heard you earlier on, but I felt like Eubank was almost pacing himself, and he was going to come on strong later on as a strategy. And I wondered if Conor Benn probably had that in mind as well, but it just never came, did he? He sort of had a little rally in the seventh. It didn't last very long, and Conor was just sensational. He really did everything sort of punch perfect.
Yeah, my take on that was, I think in his last fight, he literally left everything in the ring, and he should have retired then. Like when he was driving Conor back in that last fight, and he was just out punching him, he looked at the timer about 3 times. He was praying for it to end, Eubank. And in this fight, he tried to win it easy. He thought he could maybe outbox him, come on strong, but there's no easy way to beat Conor Benn. He needed to push him back, put him on the back foot, and he just didn't have that in him, and so he got soundly beaten.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but like you say, I'm not talking a trilogy, but I think both sort of ruled it out. Yeah, I think if there was to be a trilogy, it'd have to be within the next year. But like you said yourself, can you go again? And really, was that convincing? Do we really even need to see it now? Probably not, in my opinion. But for Conor Benn, obviously Eubank was in really much place for him to go. But Conor Benn, doors are opening up now. He has been saying he's going to go back down to welter. There's a lot of fights out there, ones like your Barrios's, there's Norman Jr., Devin Haney, those sort of guys. But what do you think? I was thinking about super welter, so 154, so he's not coming down as far again, because you haven't fought out that weight for a while now. So 154, there's some fights out there for him. If you Madrimov, your Ortiz Juniors, your I can never say his name, Metazalia.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I agree, mate. I think if he goes down to welterweight, I think he beats Barrios every day of the week. But no fighter in history I can think of has successfully gone back down in weight and it worked out for him. You might get away with it once or twice, but it won't last very long. Your body just will not accept it. It's not... 154 makes a lot more sense, and that division has a lot of good fighters in it. So if I was Benn, that's where I'd be aiming. I wouldn't be going back down to welterweight.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. I mean, he said he didn't want to stay at 160, which you can understand, but he's desperate to go back down. But I just stand with you. I think it's too big a drop now. But he's filled into that. So, I mean, 154 would be really strong and powerful at that weight as well. And I'd love to see that version of him. So let's sort of hope to sort of take stock. But like you say, if he does want to go and get that Barrios fight and win that world title finally, then we'll be backing him all the way, I guess.
Yeah, I imagine he wants to do it because he wants that WBC belt. And to be honest, Barrios is a soft touch.
Yeah.
On the world stage, he's the softest touch out there.
Yeah, so you'd be mad not to, really. But no, we'll obviously we'll see. He'll take some time out, Conor Benn, I'm sure. I heard today the Barrios fight is being sort of talked about for March next year, which would be sort of quite active, really. But we'll see if developments on that. But then the next fight before that on the undercard was Catterall versus Ekow Essuman. Now, this was another, as they always are with Ekow Essuman, some brawls, brutal war. The same with Catterall as well. But what did you make of this one?
I thought Catterall was absolutely fantastic. Normally, he just goes through fights, just does enough to win. In this fight, he was really spiteful. He just fought so much better than his last two performances against Eubank and Barbosa. He was just so much better. But Ekow, he was like Rocky Balboa. He just refused to stop coming, put loads of pressure on. And he put all the effort in, and he just had none of the luck on Saturday night. Not one bit of luck that kid had.
I actually think he came on stronger. I mean, Catterall was looking, he started off really well. Ekow looked a bit sort of, well, I don't really know, I can't find the word, but Catterall was looking like he was controlling the fight. And then that accidental clash of heads in the fourth, which completely splattered Essuman's nose across his face. His eyes were swelling up. Again, any other fight, you'd be like, right, some guys without the heart will be looking at the corner and get me out of here. The corner of other fighters would probably be throwing a towel in or pulling him out at the end of a round. But I think his corner know what he's like as well. And he just came back unbelievable heart from the guy. He did well to get as far as he did as well.
He did, and about 7th or 8th, I think it was, Catterall got a cut on his eye, and he was suddenly looking tired, and he was looking worried. He was starting to be stressed, but then, of course, it all went wrong for Ekow.
Yeah, the 11th round, the stoppage, and like you say, it was a bit of an interesting one, that as well. There was a couple of weird sort of when he was knocked down to the canvas, and then eventually he was, as Carl Froch would say, rendered unconscious, hanging out the ring. So but bless him. Like you say, I'd love to see another fight with those two because I feel like we were sort of robbed after that clash of heads. But fair play to Essuman for battling on. Brilliant from Catterall, looking back to sort of getting back to that level. He split with Jamie Moore before this fight. I can't remember his new trainer. But that's obviously an impact as well.
Yeah, just more active, more purposeful, mate, and it really showed. Far better than he's been. And Ekow's just so unlucky.
Can Jack still threaten at the weight then? Because he's at 154, I believe, isn't he? Super welter.
Yes. No. he's not going to win a world title. He's not going to win a world title. Yeah. He'll just fall short, but he's definitely a world-class contender, and he deserves another shot.
Yeah, I'd go with that, especially if he carries on fighting like he did that night. Right, okay, brilliant. But yeah, fair play to both of them, and the heart of Ekow Essuman, fantastic. Right, Azim versus Kurt Scoby was before that. So Azim, obviously a big hope, one of ours, unbeaten. And it was a bit of I think a lot of people were expecting him to sort of get Scoby finished off pretty quick, a lot quicker than he did. He sort of made hard work of it. But is that taken away from Scoby?
I think it's taken away from Scoby. He fought really well. He had a good defence. His hands were up nice and high. Big, muscly kid, wasn't he? And he was smart as well. He tried a few things, like he tried to rough him up. He tried to, when things weren't going his way, he tried different things. Just Azim was on a different level altogether. Too fast, too classy, too much of everything. Fantastic fighter he is.
Yeah. He is, yeah. Like you say, he polished off Sergei Lipinets before this, didn't he? Or Howard Davis before that. He's definitely on an upward trajectory. Sometimes they need these fights as well, don't they? We've seen it before, the guys coming through and knocking guys out for 3-4 rounds, and you almost believe the hype. But that could be doing the world a good just for the next step up in levels as well.
Yeah, so he got some rounds and he fought somebody who tried different things against him. Great learning experience for him.
Yeah, exactly that. Right, so the next one we'll look at is Richard Riakporhe against Tommy Welch. Now, this was a bit brutal. But what was your thoughts on that one?
Tommy Welch is not a heavyweight. He should be fighting at cruiserweight, but he was very game. He came out swinging. But Riakporhe, who looks like a Adonis, just timed him, floored him with a big right hand, finished him in the second. Beautifully timed right hand. Good performance from him, but he's one of them fighters who needs a rocket up his ass, or he'll just get out whacked.
Yeah. And the thing is, he's not young now. We spoke about Fabio Wardley reaching that level at the age of 30. Riakporhe's 35 now, so he needs to get moving to get up those rankings and be in amongst that conversation. I think I can't see happening. But yeah, I mean, like you say, he's got the body of, well, like myself. I've just got this hoodie on. You can't really see.
Some people are just naturally gifted, aren't they, kid?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so he's got that going for him. He's nothing else. But no, I mean, I do like Richard Riakporhe. The punch, God, I heard it in my sitting room. It sort of resonated through me. It was the power of it. But yeah, let's see. Hopefully, but he needs to get moving pretty sharpish. He needs to keep active at least a couple of fights a year, because he has had a bit of that about him as well in the past, hasn't he?
He has.
Yeah. So next one was Sam Gilley, a Tottenham fan fighting in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Currently, I'm talking about him as a fellow Tottenham fan, so obviously a big favourite of mine.
Well, as I didn't see this fight, I'm going to let you lead the way on this one, mate. I still haven't got round to watching it.
I might be a bit biased, so that's the only problem. Yeah. Well, Ishmael Davis, these two guys went at it. Went toe to toe. Gilley was really smart. He was clever. He was really game, industrious, hardworking. Just kept coming forward. But Davis he could just see that extra bit of class. He was just sort of he was coming forward. He was just sort of dealing with him. He just sort of stepped on it towards the end of the fight. But when Gilley was coming forward, as he invariably was, he was just leaving himself a bit too open. Davis was finding some gaps up and down, so he was getting him in the body a lot, slowing him down. His hooks were landing as Gilley was coming forward and leaving himself open. It was, I mean, to be fair, in the 11th round, Gilley caught Davis and he wobbled him, and he looked for all money that Davis was actually going to go down. His legs went funny, but he survived, and then he actually dropped Gilley right at the end of the fight, which was ruled as no knockdown, but it was. So,
right, okay.
But yeah, I think it was the right decision. I mean, Davis, he's another one. He's got a future there. It's a great test for him in Gilley. Gilley's got a future, I'm sure, as well, but good to see these two guys going at it. Davis was from Leeds. He's from Leeds as well, isn't he? So up there was a Yorkshireman. Yep. But yeah, make sure you catch that one when you get a minute.
I certainly will. It sounds like a good bit of matchmaking and a good little scrap. I'll catch that one.
It definitely was. And like I say, both fighters came out with a lot of credit in that one as well. So
good.
I'll definitely keep my eye on both of them. And then the opener to the show was Mikie Tallon against Fezan Shahid at flyweight. So I don't believe you didn't catch it one either, did you?
No, I didn't. I had Mikie stopped him in the last, which was a good result because he hadn't got many stoppages, has he, Mikie?
No, it was right at the end of the fifth. Actually, I think I got it wrong. I think it was scheduled for 6, and it was right at the end of the 5th round. But yeah, it just looked too skillful, really. Shahid was game. He was coming forward again. No backward step. He came to fight. Well, again, Tallon was just picking him up. He was getting in and out very quick. He wasn't really giving Shahid anything to hit. Every time he wanted to land, he was having to come forward out of his comfort zone, and then Tallon was just picking him up. He was really clever, intelligent, and he's definitely got a future. You know a bit more about him before this fight than I do. What sort of level do you see him getting to?
I would imagine domestic level's going to be where he ends up. I'd be very surprised if he became anything beyond that. But that's still a good level in boxing to achieve. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And maybe he'll surprise me, but I don't think he's got the dig to do so.
Yeah, no, that probably, from what I saw, I haven't really seen much on him apart from that. I think that sounds about right to me as well. So that's all of that wrapped up. So now we are going to makes things even more exciting. So, as part of this new combination of podcast / YouTube video, we were scoring the fights. Me, myself, and you on Saturday was scoring the points, and we thought, well, why not do a prediction league for your followers, our listeners, and see what we can do with it. So, what we were doing was 1 point for the correct result. So, if you get the
correct winner, yep.
Fight, but then and then an extra point for the method of victory. That doesn't have to be like third round, because that's just getting out of hand. But if you call KO, stoppage, points, draw, things like that, you get that extra point as well. Now, we are going to try and, if we can get enough people on board with us, we're going to try and run this as a competitive league. We'll keep the scores. We'll keep posting the leaderboards. Our prizes at the end for the winners. We've got some good memorabilia we can give away as part of this, so please do get involved. Whack your predictions in the comments underneath, see if you think you agree with ours or not. And again, the winner at the end of this, I don't know when the end is yet, we haven't got that far, but
we'll figure it out.
The prize. We'll figure it out. It's what we do best, anyway. We just sort of wing it.
Yeah, we just wing it and everything's all right in the end.
Exactly that. So, right, fight fans, just to steal your phrase there, Steve.
Go on.
Let's have your prediction first, Steve, and then we'll see what the fight fans think afterwards. But we're looking ahead to this weekend's boxing, starting with a bit of a cracker, really. Anthony Yarde against David Benavidez. So, what's your prediction on this one?
Absolutely fantastic fight, but Benavidez is going to stop him. He's going to knock him out.
Well, that's annoyed me, that, because I've actually written Benavidez to wear him down a later round stoppage. So
yeah, mid to late rounds, I'd guess on that one. That's the way that fight's going. Yeah. I'm sure Yarde will have his moments, though.
Yeah, I think he tends to come out fast in fights, and then I just think Benavidez is just too smart and clever. I mean, I do like Anthony Yarde, but again, he just keeps putting against all these top fighters.
He does.
I feel a bit sorry
just
for
a
him.
murderer's row, innit? Every time he steps into world class, it's against some killer.
Yeah, some generational pound-for-pound talent. But, so we agree on that one. Fight fans, put in the comments what you think to that one. Next one is Jesse Bam Rodriguez against Fernand Martinez from Argentina. This one's got 3 belts on the line, so what's your call on this?
Bam's going to stop him late. Bam is an excellent fighter.
I think you've seen my...
lass, you just copy whatever I say.
I'm sure you're not, but you can't read my horrible writing.
That could say anything.
Right, well, this is really exciting for the listeners. We're just agreeing on everything, but we'll see how we get on. So again, fight fans, Bam Rodriguez versus Martinez. Let us know what your thoughts are for that. 1 point for correct winner and an extra point for method of victory. Carrying on, we've got Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin Haney. What's your thoughts on this?
I think Brian Norman is going to stop him. I think he's going to stop him late. I really like Brian Norman. He's a savage little sod. And I think Haney, he's not got that good a chin. Garcia put him down a few times. Yeah, I can see this.
Well, I mean, it's good for the listeners because I've gone the other way. I mean, really don't like Devin Haney. Just don't like him at all. I feel like since Ryan Garcia as well, he just looks a bit shell-shocked. But I've just got a feeling he's going to make it really ugly. Just drag him into it and just do enough to win on points.
He could do. It could be an absolute shutout, and he just outboxes him. Yeah. But I saw that Norman when he beat Antillon, and I just thought, oh my god, the guy is a really good fighter. So I'm hoping that he can win that one.
Yeah,
for the good of boxing.
Yeah. So that's exactly, but it's good for our listeners as well that we'll get mixing up a bit. So let's see what fights are scored in that one. Now, some slightly lesser known, especially to me. I mean, you probably know all the background and history with your knowledge, but
we shall see.
Abdullah Mason against Sam Noakes. So obviously one of our own in Noakes. This is that lightweight. What's your prediction?
That is a really cracking fight. Abdul Mason is one of the best American prospects of the last few years. He looks ace. However, a few fights ago, he was fighting a journeyman and he got knocked down twice in the first round. So there's some issue with his chin there, or there might be. And Noakes ain't a bad puncher. And he got that good win against Welch. Good, it's a really good fight. I'm going to go with Mason, probably by stoppage. But that is a really good fight.
Mason stoppage, yeah. Well, I've done late KO for Mason. Exactly what you've just said there. I just think the potential. He's only 21 as well as Mason. He's just growing and growing. Similar to you, I just think he'll actually just knock him out in the end. I think Noakes he'll just be worn down, and I just think Mason will come on strong. But again, another really exciting fight for boxing fans, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. That is cracking matchmaking. It really is.
Yeah, exactly right. Okay, I've just got a couple left for this week. We have Vito Mielnicki. Again, my pronunciations aren't the best. The young USA fighter against Samuel Moma, Italian, who I don't really know anything about, to be honest. I've had to get on BoxRec today and do a bit of research.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with either of these. I know Vito was an amateur champion. Was he 4-time national junior champion?
Yeah, the ABA champ as well.
But the circles they're fighting in are circles that I don't visit, mate. I will go with Vito, just based on his amateur experience on points. But that is a complete shot in the dark.
Oh, God. So I've written here, Vito comfortable points win. Just, again, based on a bit of research, Moma, again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but he's had 21 wins, but only 5 have been by way of knockout or stoppage, which tells me he hasn't really got the power there. But he does look like he can go the distance. It looks like he's a bit of a tough guy to get out of there. So I think points as well. You did say points, didn't you?
I did, mate, I did.
Yeah, I think points is where I'm going to go as well, which, again, looks slightly boring, but it's a long season, by the way. It's not 1 week, so you never know.
Exactly. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen, yeah. So, and then the last one we're going to do as part of this week's predictions is over in Japan, and I believe it is on Sunday night, if I've got my dates right, or Sunday morning where we are. But we've got Teshin Nasukawa against Takuma Inoue, who's obviously Naoya Inoue's brother.
Yeah.
This is bantamweight.
Well, I've seen this Teshikin before because he fought Floyd Mayweather Jr. in an exhibition, and he was a lot smaller than Floyd, and Floyd flattened him with a right hand. But he's considered to be one of the greatest kickboxers in history, and at his actual weight, he's been absolutely destroying people, and he's been looking really good. So I think Inoue is in big trouble here. Teshikin on points, however you pronounce his name.
Nasukawa on points, right? Points. See, I've also done Nasukawa, but I've been to get a stoppage.
He could well do it.
I'll just put this here, Nasukawa stoppage. That's fantastic, right? So I'll get those together, and then we'll put them out maybe for our listeners to see how we get on. Well, like we said earlier, whack them in the comments below. We'll get a league format going. We'll keep them updated. It's free to play, so why not? Just go and pick your fighters. There's some good prize at the end. So we're nearly at the end now. We can't leave without just touching on Mark Kaylor, who the news came through on Sunday, where we are in the UK, that he passed away. Steve, you know a hell of a lot more about Mark than I do, so please let us know what you're. Obviously, it's a sad time, but what's your thoughts on Mark Kaylor and what he did for the game?
Yeah, Mark Kaylor was one of the best British middleweights we had in the 80s. He won the British and Commonwealth title. Had that epic fight with Errol Christie, who he stopped in 8 rounds. One of the biggest fights of the 80s domestically. He just couldn't quite get over the hump. There was always a Tony Simpson or an Harold Graham, just ahead of him. But really exciting fighter. West Ham lad. Did great things for the sport. And never in a bad fight.
Yeah, like you say, I'm not really across him, but it's always sad news when someone in boxing, well, anybody in life, but obviously a boxing legend when we're doing a boxing podcast. British, like you said, East End lad. So our condolences from the pod and the channel go to his family. Sad news for that one. So that's about it, Steve. So for the first one, hopefully I've enjoyed it.
I've enjoyed it as well. I thought it was a lot of fun, mate. Always a pleasure.
Good stuff. Like I say, let's just hope you guys are listening. Like I said, that was Boxing Bitesize podcast and social, the Fight Fan TV. Again, let us know what you think. If there's anything you want us to add, to share. But if not, get over to Fight Fan, like I said at the start. Like and subscribe, share far and wide. And the same, we'll get this onto Spotify as well. But until then.
Yeah, see you later, Fight fans. See you later. Cheers.